In a bustling city, where skyscrapers reached for the clouds and streets were always alive with the hum of activity, lived a young girl named Emma. Emma was a curious soul, always asking questions that most people never thought about. One sunny afternoon, while playing in the park with her dog, Max, she had a sudden realization. Why isn't the world covered in poop? She wondered aloud, looking at Max and then around at the pristine park. Emma's mother, Mrs. Thompson, who was sitting on a nearby bench reading a book, overheard her daughter's question. She smiled, knowing that this was another of Emma's famous queries. "That's a great question, Emma," she said. "The answer is quite fascinating and involves many different creatures working together in nature." Emma's eyes sparkled with curiosity as she listened to her mother explain how various organisms, including insects, fungi, and bacteria, play crucial roles in breaking down waste. Mrs. Thompson explained that dung beetles, for example, roll dung into balls and bury it, which not only keeps the environment clean but also enriches the soil. Fungi decompose organic matter, and bacteria break down waste at a microscopic level, ensuring that the world isn't overwhelmed by poop. Intrigued, Emma decided she needed to learn more about these unsung heroes of the natural world. She convinced her parents to take her to the Natural History Museum, where she could delve deeper into the wonders of decomposition. The Natural History Museum was a place of endless discovery. Emma felt a thrill of excitement as she entered the Grand Hall, filled with displays of ancient fossils, exotic animals, and interactive exhibits. She and her parents made their way to the section dedicated to decomposition and the organisms involved in it. The exhibit was a fascinating journey through the process of decomposition. Emma learned about the role of earthworms, which aerate the soil and break down organic material, and saw displays showing the life cycle of fungi and the crucial role in breaking down dead plants and animals. She marveled at the bacteria, too tiny to see with the naked eye, but essential in recycling nutrients and cleaning up waste. One particular exhibit caught Emma's attention, a display on dung beetles. The information plaque explained how these industrious insects collect animal dung, roll it into balls, and bury it to lay their eggs. As the eggs hatch, the larvae feed on the dung, completing the cycle. Emma was captivated by how these small creatures played such a significant role in maintaining the balance of nature. As they left the museum, Emma was filled with a new appreciation for the tiny organisms that work tirelessly to keep our world clean. She decided she wanted to share her newfound knowledge with her classmates and help them understand the importance of these often overlooked creatures. Back at school, Emma couldn't wait to share her discoveries. She asked her teacher, Mrs. Green, if she could give a presentation about decomposition and the creatures that help keep the world clean. Mrs. Green, always encouraging curiosity and learning, gladly agreed. Emma spent the weekend preparing her presentation. She created colorful slides, including pictures of dung beetles, earthworms, fungi, and bacteria. She even brought in some samples of soil and compost to show her classmates the decomposition process up close. On the day of her presentation, Emma stood in front of the class, a mix of excitement and nervousness fluttering in her stomach. She began by asking her classmates the same question that had sparked her curiosity: why isn't the world covered in poop? The class giggled, but Emma quickly engaged them with her enthusiastic explanation of the natural cleanup crew. She explained how dung beetles roll and bury dung, how earthworms aerate the soil and break down organic material, and how fungi and bacteria decompose dead plants and animals. She passed around the samples, letting her classmates see and touch the rich, dark compost that was once food scraps and plant matter. By the end of her presentation, Emma's classmates were amazed at how much they had learned. They had a newfound respect for the tiny creatures that played such an important role in keeping their environment clean. Mrs. Green praised Emma for her excellent presentation and for inspiring her classmates to appreciate the wonders of nature. Emma's passion for decomposition didn't stop at the classroom. She wanted to do more to help the environment and continue learning about the natural processes she had discovered. She decided to start a composting project in her own backyard. With the help of her parents, Emma set up a compost bin. They gathered kitchen scraps, yard waste, and even some manure from a local farm to get started. Emma monitored the compost pile, turning it regularly and ensuring it had the right balance of green and brown materials to decompose properly. As the weeks passed, Emma watched in awe as the pile of scraps and waste transformed into rich, dark compost. She saw firsthand how the earthworms and other decomposers worked their magic, breaking down the organic material and creating nutrient-rich soil. Emma used the compost to start a small garden, planting flowers and vegetables. She was thrilled to see her plants thrive, thanks to the healthy soil enriched by the compost. Her backyard project not only provided her with fresh produce but also taught her valuable lessons about sustainability and the importance of recycling organic waste. Inspired by her success, Emma decided to share her composting project with her community. She organized a workshop at the local community center, teaching others how to start their own compost bins and explaining the benefits of composting for the environment. Emma's efforts didn't go unnoticed. Her passion for decomposition and composting sparked a movement in her community. More and more families started composting, reducing their waste and enriching their gardens with homemade compost. The local park even set up a community composting program, inspired by Emma's backyard project. Emma became a local hero, known as the Compost Queen. She was invited to speak at schools, community events, and even city council meetings about the benefits of composting and the importance of waste management. Her workshops were always packed, and people of all ages came to learn from her. One day, Emma received an unexpected invitation from the mayor. She was to be honored at a special ceremony for her contributions to the community. Nervous but excited, Emma stood in front of a large crowd gathered at the town hall. The mayor spoke highly of her dedication and impact, presenting her with a plaque recognizing her as an environmental champion. After the ceremony, the mayor approached Emma with an idea. He proposed the creation of a city-wide composting initiative, with Emma at the helm. The program would provide composting bins to households, set up community composting sites, and offer educational resources on sustainable practices. Emma was thrilled at the opportunity to expand her work and agreed to lead the initiative. Over the next few months, Emma worked tirelessly with city officials, local businesses, and volunteers to roll out the composting program. She visited schools to teach children about the composting process and its environmental benefits. She organized community events where residents could drop off the compostable materials and learn how to start their own compost bins. The initiative was a huge success. The amount of waste sent to landfills decreased significantly, and the community gardens flourished with the rich compost produced. Emma's city became a model for other towns and cities looking to implement sustainable waste management practices. Emma's journey from a curious question to community action showed the power of curiosity and the impact that one person can have. Her dedication to understanding and sharing the importance of decomposition helped create a cleaner, greener future for her community. As Emma grew older, her love for nature and science only deepened. She went on to study environmental science, focusing on sustainable practices and waste management. She never forgot the tiny creatures that started it all, and she continued to advocate for the importance of decomposition and the natural processes that keep our world clean. Emma's story is a testament to the wonders of nature and the importance of curiosity. It reminds us that even the smallest creatures play a vital role in maintaining the balance of our environment, and that by understanding and respecting these processes, we can all contribute to a healthier planet. Years later, Emma stood in her flourishing garden, reflecting on her journey. She had come a long way from the curious girl who wondered why the world wasn't covered in poop. She smiled, knowing that she had made a difference, not just in her community, but in the world. And as she watched the earthworms wriggle through the rich soil, she felt a deep sense of gratitude for the unseen guardians of the earth, tirelessly working to keep our world clean and beautiful.